Today we're talking about how to deal with haters as an INFJ. With time, most INFJs learn how to protect themselves to a certain level. We're not those typical INFJ children who used to be the target of every bully, right? We learned how to handle that, we learned what works for us, but the thing is this, we still only take it to a certain level. We protect ourselves to a certain degree, but the truth is we still get into situations where we're forced to door slam, where people don't respect our boundaries, or where they think they can, do whatever they want in our presence or towards us, and we're going to take it. And we don't know why that happened. We don't know how to change that, because everything that comes to mind to the typical INFJ would actually mean that we would have to give up our integrity. We would have to become mean. We would have to become bullies. We just don't want to turn into that person. But the truth is this, there is another way, and you can take it further in a healthier way. So today we're looking into that, and we're going to find out what kind of measures, what kind of strategies are really meant to work for INFJs. So things that not only I have experienced, have gone through, but I've worked with so many INFJs over the years, things that they have applied in their life, and they really had the results that they always wanted. So before we get started today, I want to remind you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next level, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know, you can find in the links in the description. With time, we as INFJs have learned that if people actually get triggered by us, if they have a problem with us, then there's something going on in their psyche. It's not that there's necessarily something wrong with us, but we understand that there's something wrong with them. Most of us have gotten this concept. But because of that, we actually look out for the other person. We think about why this is happening to the other person. Why are they acting this way? And at first glance, this is a good strategy. On the one hand, it keeps us sane. We don't doubt ourselves. We don't question if we're good people or not. We understand that there's a deeper meaning behind their actions, but it never really changes their behavior. And so what we tend to do is to actually back off. So if another person gets triggered by you, has a problem with you, gets passively aggressive towards you, it's like they put this energy towards you one way or another, and you feel that energy. And so what do INFJs do? They take a step back, because that's what we're really good at. We're really good at not getting triggered. We're really good at making space for the other person, because it seems like if I just don't bother the other person, then they will get bored with me. They will find another way to really put their anger towards. They understand that I'm not a threat, and therefore they will stop. They will understand that I just want the best for them. I don't have any ill will. But it doesn't really work like this, because in most cases, when another person is triggered by you, or they have some kind of problem with you because you represent something that they're not allowing within themselves, or whatever it may be, they're not going to let go of that emotion, because you're still there. And you still represent that for them. And actually, the fact that you don't have a reaction makes them even angrier, makes them even more triggered, makes them even more aggravated, because that's not what they're used to. We want to do the right thing. We want to show them, please stop fighting, right? I want to be a pacifist in here. I want to, be the one who's in Zen, and I want you to be calm as well. And the way I'm going to create calmness is by, not putting any energy into that situation. But the other person needs some kind of reaction. If they're not getting any reaction out of you, they're going to get more energetic towards you. And in those cases, negatively energetic towards you, because they need some kind of answer. There's something about you that they don't understand. It's something that makes them uncomfortable, and they want to figure out what it is. What they're used to is putting their negative energy outside or towards another person, and then having some kind of reaction to that. With that, they understand who the other person is. They understand what that person is about. They understand to some extent where that other person's weaknesses are, where their trigger points are, where their insecurities are, and also where their strengths are. And we as INFJs don't want to show this. And this is exactly the point we're getting at today. Because on so many levels, this seems like our superpower. The fact that the other person does not know who they're dealing with. That's why the INFJ door slam is so scary, because at that moment, they actually find out who they have been messing with. The reason why you as an INFJ can take a step back, can take a step back, and take another step back is because there's so much power behind this. You can stay stable. Most people don't have that strength. They might have strengths in other areas, right? Every single personality type has their inherent strengths. And one of our strengths as INFJs is the fact that we can actually stay stable in who we are, how we feel about ourselves, independent of how other people react towards us. Right? We can be very impressionable, but we don't have to. And if we have decided for ourselves, I'm not going to allow that person's opinion of me define me. I'm not going to think there's something wrong with me. I will focus on the fact that there's something wrong with them, and that's why they're acting out. We can actually take a step back, and so forth. But in the end, it doesn't solve our problem. This will solve our problem if we can actually leave the situation. If we're able to see, oh, that's a person that I don't want to deal with. They're toxic, they're uncomfortable, they're not somebody I want to be friends with, or anything like this. We just leave the situation and all is good. In those circumstances, it is perfectly fine and it's the right strategy to actually take a step back, not engage, and go about our way. But what about those situations where we actually stay connected? Because that person is somebody that we work with, or because on some level we actually want to help that person. If we're focused on the other person's pain and we want to figure out what is going on there, we want to help them, but we're actually being emotionally abused. What about those situations? Those are the situations that are the most dangerous ones for INFJs. Those are the situations that have caused the most pain to us INFJs, and those are also the most transformational situations that we have been in. Because on some level we recognize we cannot take a step back. Because although we don't engage, we're not disconnecting. We're staying connected to that person. And so no matter how strong you hold on to your own belief of, oh, that's a good person, they have some kind of pain that they're going through, and it has nothing to do with me. If that person continuously puts you down, has no appreciation for you, is just emotionally abusive, and you stay in that situation, it will have an effect on your system. So you have to be really honest with yourself. Am I leaving the situation? And if you are, great, you don't need to engage. But if you stay, and let me make this really clear, when I say you stay, I'm not talking about the other person knows that you're staying. You could be checking up on that person, seeing what's going on in their social media. They will never know. That's not the point. The point is that you are still engaged. And if that person exhibits any kind of behavior that makes you feel like you're not wanted, you're not appreciated, it will have a negative effect on you. But what is the solution here? Well, the thing that we're most afraid of, and it's actually the thing that will make the biggest jump happen when it comes to our evolution, to, starting and contributing to our INFJ epic life journey, towards becoming the person we always wanted to be, is to actually be transparent. Because up until this point, this superpower of people not knowing what you're about has only gotten you this far. It is definitely a stepping stone. It's definitely one of those things that helps us to get out of that victim mode into this mode of, oh, I'm actually helping the other person. But it's still only in our head. The other person hasn't understood that you're protecting them. The other person hasn't understood that you have so much power within you and that you hold back in order to protect them. And so they're going to treat you the way that makes their pain less at that moment. And in that moment, the thing that will make them feel the best is to feel like you're nothing, like you're bad, like there's something wrong with you, because you become this perfect target. If another person has so much pain, it's not even because they're a bad person internally or because they want to be mean bullies, like they can be, but they don't have to be. But if people carry this pain within them, and the easiest way for them to release it is towards another person who, on top of that, doesn't judge them for it, doesn't make them feel like they're doing something wrong. It's like you're being hit over and over again, and you keep telling that person, it's all right. You can let out all your anger. I'm here for you. Don't worry. What they're actually feeling in this moment is disrespect because you're not taking them seriously. So they really do this even more. They don't see that they're doing something wrong. And it's like the easiest way of release. And so it's on us to say, okay, I've gotten it this far. Let me take it a step further. I don't want to feel this way. And in order to do this, we have to be transparent. We have to make the other person, and as a result of that, we have to make the world known who we really are. And that includes showing your power. Again, it really helped us to get to this level. But if we want to take it further, we have to give up the illusion. We have to give up the anonymity. We have to give up the fact that people don't know who they're dealing with. Because once you start standing up for yourself, once you actually make yourself known, people will know. And it's not only scary to us because then people will know us and can actually judge us. Yes, this is definitely part of it. Because we feel once I, show my strength, there's so much darkness in that as well. There's so much coldness. People are not going to like me that much because we have taught ourselves and we have conditioned ourselves that the main reason why people like us is because we can be the martyr for them. We can be the savior. We can be the counselor. And the moment you step up, you actually show your strength, you're not going to be that person towards them anymore. So that is the one thing that we're afraid of on some level, that we're going to lose love because of that. But the other thing that's going to happen is once you show your power, you can't play a supporting role in somebody else's movie anymore. We as INFJs, we have been so good at attaching ourselves to other people because that way we don't have to utilize our SE, our extroverted sensing. We don't have to be the ones who, take action over and over again, create amazing experiences. We rather be around somebody who naturally does that. We add to the mix and we add to that experience through being a guide, through being, a really intuitive person who helps them not only understand themselves, but improve that entire situation. But that can only get us this far. We have to start building our own journey. And it starts with us tapping into our own SE. And once people understand how much strength you actually carry, they will not allow you to be the supporting role in their movie. Because then you're too close, psychologically speaking, for comfort. They cannot allow you to be so much in their head, in their experience of the world, because you're dangerous. And that is something that we first have to digest. It's not easy. It's scary. It makes us vulnerable. Because if we're dangerous, how can we be lovable? But it really changes our entire approach to life. Because then we understand, yes, if I step out into my own, if I make that person known who I am, meaning I know what your weaknesses are, so don't put them on me. I'm not here to be your scapegoat. I'm not your emotional trash bag. That's it. That person will never ever allow you into their mental space like they used to. And then you really have to switch your approach of where are you getting your self-love, where are you getting your energy, your excitement for life, and it all starts with you. The tactic before was to hollow ourselves out and, absorb so much of other people's energy and add to that. And now it really starts from you exuding energy, you filling your own cup up. Yes, you can add people to the mix. Yes, you're supposed to at some point. Like, you can't do it all on your own. You can't be completely fulfilled by, having no contact to another human being. But different than before, you now, fill up most of that space. And when you do that, you won't be aware of how other people are feeling about you as much. You won't be aware of, if I say this, it will hurt them. You won't be aware of those things that in so many ways aren't healthy because we're naturally more aware of what they might experience, how painful a certain reaction of yours would be to them than they're actually aware of for themselves. And definitely you're more concerned with their well-being than your own. And we have to switch that. And once you start doing this, your entire approach to haters will change. People won't get triggered by you that much because they actually will know much sooner who you are about, and they can then either adjust their behavior or they go their separate way because that's just not something they can deal with. But as long as you always keep taking a step back, as long as you keep saying, oh, I'm staying kind, although you're acting this way, you're not really putting yourself on one level with them. People will keep picking at you. People will put their anger towards you as long as you don't make clear, this is who I am. You cannot deal with me this way, and I'm going my own way. So remember, as like a trigger point, something that can help you to determine how to deal as the next step is to ask yourself, if I have somebody in my life who puts any kind of negative energy towards me, am I willing to really leave that situation psychologically? So we're not talking about how they experience it, but are you focused on them? If you stay focused on them, then it's on you to start expressing yourself. It's time that you start, stating out who you are, what your strengths are, and really making it aware through your actions, through the way you behave, through the way you go through life, that you're not accepting this and that this is a weakness. Because if people are willing to put negative energy towards you, they're also going to put it towards other people. And you cannot allow them to keep doing this to you because you can take it, because it gives them permission to do this to other people as well. And you, through that process, will learn that you deserve better. But it really starts with action first. You have to start protecting yourself before it feels like it's necessary. And through that process, you'll recognize how much you actually deserve and haven't been giving to yourself. You got this, and I promise you, once you take that step, it will be so worth it. Remember, if you want some more guidelines how to start that INFJ Epic Life journey of yours, then get the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next level, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video of the 5 reasons why you should never mess with an INFJ.